Shalom, Israel. We are under the commanding General Yohana. To all my blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, I mean of Negro or Native American descent. We're gonna do these prayers real quick and Abanawa, Shabbat Maya, Kadash, Haya, Taba'a, Watazaraka, Haya, Kawal, Maya, Bashamaya, Nathanawa, Lakan, Kabawakanawa, Kasalakanawa, Kabawak, Sabanai, Ball, Hasharana, Maya, Ra, Kaya, Wahapara, Larapon, Amen. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thou is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So I want to have a conversation with y'all today. It's something I see a lot of fake. It's a big thing in church because I hear a lot of people Sumerian woman. So for all fake Israelites out here, because I see y'all teach that the Sumerian, she ain't got nothing to do with Israelites. So we're gonna get to the story. Every time we bring this up, I hear everybody always say, "What about the Sumerian woman? What did Christ do for the Sumerian? The Sumerian woman's salvation." I don't know who started that lie, but he didn't give about this story. What I really like, I really like about this story, because when you read this book, John, everybody used like God died for the whole world. The next page over, salvation is only for the Jews. So 1 minute you're gonna say in John 3:16 and say this, and the next page, John, though, we're gonna go to John, the book of John, chapter 4. Let me make sure I get to where I'm going. All right, so now we're going to get to this. So we're going to break this scripture down. I like this right here. Take you to this precept. Okay. I'm going to take it to verse 1. Anyway, we're going to start at, now let's context. Y'all about to learn something today, man. Free. Some of you fake Israelites, y'all need to be on here too, because I didn't hear you. I heard y'all do this bad. Almighty priest Quatnazar, you know. Don't run, y'all. Come and get this game. Get this game before I get deep into it, because sometimes y'all let me get started. It'll be time for me to go. Anyway, let's go. So, the Sumerian woman, the question is, Christ only came for the Israelites. They said, well, what about the Sumerian woman? What about her? Interrupt. What did he do for her? He didn't give her salvation. I don't know. Here, Sakari used that, and not throwing no shots at Sakari and no other group, because them dudes is, you know what I'm saying? When you leave and you get to taking different doctrines and using different. Now, allow me to teach, you know. I'm not saying some of y'all don't be about y'all. We got to rightly divide the Most High's word. It say, there come a woman of Sumerian to draw water. Yahweh said unto her, give me to drink. Then said the woman of Samaria unto him, how drink of me, which am I, a woman of Samaria? Yahweh Shah, who y'all call Jesus, answered and said unto her, if thou know, saith to thee, give me to drink, thou wouldst have asked. Then the woman said unto him, sir, thou hast nothing to draw with. That living water, art thou, he said, art thou greater than our, and drank of thereof himself and his children and his cattle? Now this is the part where she said, oh, you like our father Jacob. But I'm going to tell you why she got it twisted. I'm going to show you. Jesus said unto her, whosoever drink of this water shall thirst again. Him shall never thirst. but the water that I shall give him shall be into everlasting life. That's the breath of life. When he blew that into Adam, it was them laws, some laws and stuff. And when you get this in you, you come to life. He said, the woman, I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Yahweh Shah, who y'all call Jesus. So when she asked Christ, she said, well, if this water like this, then give me and go get your husband and come back. Go get him and then come back. Did a woman answer that? Man, look, listen, she asked for the living water. At this point, Christ never gave her nothing so far. He told her, go get her husband. So she still ain't got something for her. I have to emphasize that because for some strange reason, y'all blessed. This is not going to say this. And Israelites say she was an Israelite. A lot of fake, well, I ain't going to. Well, yes, there is fake because they're supposed to be here. We're supposed to be one body, one soul, one mind. This is how they would be doing scripture. So we're going to go back to what I'm saying. The woman answered that, Yahweh Shah, who y'all call Jesus, said unto her, thou hast well said, I have no husband. Saying, yeah, I know you ain't got no husband. He said, for thou hast had 5. He not blessing her, he checking her. He said, go get your husband. She said, I don't have no husband. 5 husbands, meaning when you slept with a man back then, that was marriage, even back now. Ain't a. So he said, you didn't have 5 husbands. He said, and he whom thou hast, and he. So he said, not only did he say you didn't have 5 husbands, then Christ said, the man that you with this woman. He said, you didn't have 5 husbands. And then the man you with. The woman said unto him, sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. He said, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. So he prophet, like you had to be a prophet to know I've been giving it up. Like, right, ain't my husband. You know what I'm saying? So Christ was so many words calling her a whore, you know? So then she said, our fathers worship. Our fathers used to worship in this mountain. And ye say that in Jerusalem. Listen what Christ said to this woman. Yahweh Shah, who y'all say called Jesus. Woman, believe me, he said, that thou come when ye worship the Father. So Christ just checked her. When she said, well, our fathers and stuff used to. Yeah, this is a brother talking. Now that white people, I gotta watch what I say. Professor, aka, I can't say Peckerwood. Can I say cracker? Well, cracker. She said, he said, woman, that woman, he said, it's gonna be a time coming. He said, when you or your fathers ain't gonna be. Jesus said unto her, woman, believe me, in this mountain, nor yet in Jerusalem, worship the Father. He said, you ain't gonna even be worshiping. Not what she said, ye worship No, not. Salvation is for the Jews. So he told this woman, you don't even know what you worship. We know what we need. So if she was an Israelite, he would have get stoned for sleeping with a married man. Christ didn't say don't kill her, don't stone her, don't beat her. He said, oh, he told her sin no more. So if this woman was an Israelite, he would have. He didn't do that. He told him, man, you or your fathers ain't gonna be able to worship here. Salvation is for the Jews. Now, if you don't know how to read this whole book and y'all get on here with that mumbo jumbo stuff, y'all gonna get lost. Land. Why she was even in our land. See, we was messing up. I'm gonna start at 1 and then I'm gonna drop down. It's Hosea, the son of Eli, the Ehah, 9 years. So let me drop down so we know the subject of it. He said, verse 7, it said, for so it was that the children of Israel, their God, had brought them up out of the land of Egypt from under the hand, and had feared other gods. He said, and walked in the statute out from before the children of Israel and the kings of Israel, which had made. Had looked this out. We begin to worship other gods. Don't even and things that the Most High did for us in Egypt. We such hard-headed niggas. We hard-headed. That we begin to make other gods. Egypt. See, this tells you the pride of the children of Israel. Around and did the opposite. Let's keep going. He said, and there the Lord had carried away before them, and walked and with served idols, whereof the Lord has said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. The Most High, this day y'all still worship idols because y'all run around here with that cross like everything was sweet, you know. Commandments of the Lord their God, and made molded images, even of the heaven, and served by Bala, and they caused their sons and their daughters and enchantments, and sold themselves to evil in the sight of the Lord to provoke him. Black magic, and we start passing this down to our sound like right now when the Christian church get to pass, and like y'all passing homosexuality, but y'all teaching the kids to do it. Like I don't care nothing about my life. I'm gonna mess y'all. So God telling you right here, man, they was doing so much. He rejected them just for doing fine. He loved us and he rejected us because we was tripping. So let's keep reading. Move them out of his sight, and there was none left but the tribe of Judah. the land first. So now we there, we Judah, we still in that land. He said, also walked in the statutes of Israel, which they made. Now we just watched what happened to Israel, the northern kingdom. Then we turned around because we was the only tribe. And the Lord rejected all the seed of Israel. And afflicted them and delivered them into the hands of spoilers until they had. For he rent Israel from the house of David, then made Jeroboam Israel from following the Lord and made them sin in all the sins of Jeroboam which he did, and they departed not from them until by all his servants and prophets. So was Israel until this day. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon, Hamath, and some from Serbaham, however you there, instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt, moved out that land before Christ even came into that land. The most said, and so it was the beginning of their dwelling there that sins among them and showed and slew some of them. Have brought them into that land. That's our land. That land holy. That land belonged to us. They came over this. Man, I'm gonna send lions to kill them. So the lions went out and started killing them. He said, remove and place the city of Samaria, knew not sent lions among them. And behold, they slayed them because they knew not the manner of God in the land the way we were supposed to be keeping it, like we was keeping. They was in that land doing all type and all type of the Most High. Like, man, these niggas just lost their mind in my land. I mean, I sent Israel out. At them. Go on, get at them. And got the tearing them apart. See what the Most High did? He sent lions to rip people apart. So when y'all be talking about did he just love all these? Was that showing love? Let's keep reading. Carried thither one of the priests whom ye had brought from theirs, and let them go and of the land. Then one of the priests whom they had and taught them how they should fear the Lord. So the king was back. We need to show them, to teach them how they supposed to keep this land. How we with us, get him, show them, teach them the ways, and teach them how they supposed of their own, and put them in the house of the high places which the Sumerians had made dwelled. So when everybody that's already in that, so these people that's in this land, they are in that land, they're worshiping all type of for salvation is for the Jews. See, this woman, Now, these people been living in this land because we got removed out that land. We do the same thing now. We follow these other nations. The Most always told us to separate because we keep following the other nations. This is how we got kicked. We started messing with these other nations. We began to worship their gods. Egypt, but we began to worship their gods. So we was removed out that land. What you worship, we know what we worship. For salvation is for the Jews. That's supposed to be in that land. According to these scriptures, they said until this day that the. So now we're going to go back to John 4 and go back to what we tell y'all. It's important that y'all learn. You have to read this whole Bible. The Bible. I can't say white man no more. Can I say cracker? But anyway, they took the book and divided the book. Old Testament just means Old Covenant. New Testament just means New Covenant. That's it. It's one book. Christ told you, I come in the volume of the book. You got to remember, there was no New Testament. So everything they teach or talking about is from the Old Testament. There was no New Testament. There was no New Testament. So sometime when Paul quoting about the olive tree and the grafting in the tree and all, that's in Jeremiah. That's in the Old Testament. So you have to sometime go back to the Old Testament to know what they're even talking about in the New Testament. You can't pick this book up and start in the New Testament. That's why y'all don't know what the hell going on. The people that's in that land is not in that land no more. The Most High, let me read it for you one more time so you can get a better understanding. Then when I go back to John, you'll see what I'm talking about. So we're going to go back to what he's saying. And the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he has said, by all his servants, the prophets. The prophets was telling them this was going to happen. Just like the prophets tell you about what's going to happen when the Most High come back. A lot of people don't like to hear that. It says, so he said, until the Lord remove Israel out of his sight, as he has said, by all his servants, the prophets. So was Israel carried out of their own land to Assyria until this day, meaning Israel wasn't even in the land. It was not even in the land. Now, listen closely. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon, from Kahath, from Ava, from Hamath, from Sepharvaim, however you say that, Spartan, however you, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelled in the cities thereof. Now, so I'm showing you that the children of Israel was not even in that land. This is for a lot of you, and I don't like to call y'all fake Israelites. It's because y'all untaught. You know what I mean? This is what happened when you break off from the branch and you start becoming a wild olive tree and you start just going. This is why y'all don't understand what's going on in John 4:22. The people that's in Samaria is not even the children of Israel. Now let's go back to the book of John. So now we can get a better understanding of John, because I hear Christians all the time say, what about the Samaritan woman? The Samaritan woman wasn't no Israelite, first of all, and Christ did nothing for her. So now we're going to go back to the story. I'm going to start all over again. Now we know that the Samaritan, the children of Israel, is not in that land. Now we're going to speed it up to some, almost 1,000 years later or something like that. We're going to speed it up. Now let's read. This is Christ on the set now. There come a woman of Samaria. Keep in mind, these Samaritan people are not Israelites. To draw water. Yahushua said unto her, give me to drink. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Then said the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that being a Jew asked to drink of me, which am I a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Then Yahushua, who y'all ignorantly call Jesus, answered and said unto her, if thou knowest the gift of God, and who it is that said to thee, give me to drink, thou wouldst have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. And then the woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well was deep, from which thou hast thou living water. Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us this well, and drank thereof unto himself and his children and his cattle? So now this woman said, are you greater than our father David? Keep in mind, the people that's in this land are not the people of that land. They were brought into that land because the children of Israel was kicked out. Now listen to what Christ said and why he said what he said. This is why the Bible said through precepts. It's in Psalms 119, verse 104. The Most High said, through precepts, I get the understanding. See, y'all can't learn none of this in church. You have to come to the ISUPK and get this game. So now let's listen to what Christ said, and you're going to know why Christ said it. This is why I took you to the Old Testament to read to you that the people in that land were not. The children of Israel was kicked out that land. So now I'm taking you, speeding you back up to time. She said, are you greater than our father Jacob? Listen what Christ said. Yahushua, who y'all call Jesus, answered her. Yahushua is his name in Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, the language we spoke. Yahushua, who y'all call Jesus, answered and said to her, whosoever drink of this water shall never thirst again. He said, whoever drink of this water in this water well, y'all gonna be thirsty again. But whosoever drink of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Why? Because the Most High Word gives you everlasting. That was the breath of life in the Garden of Eden. When the Most High blew the breath of life into him, he said, when I give you this, that water you're going to drink, you're going to be thirsty again. But what I'm going to give you, this breath of life, you're going to come alive. You're going to always have this water inside you because you're going to have God's laws. That's the breath of life in this Bible. Come on to the school and we can teach y'all something. So let's keep going. He said, whoever shall drink of this water shall thirst again, but whoever shall drink that I should give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Then the woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. So she said, give me this water so I ain't got to thirst no more, neither do I got to draw from here to even get water. Then Yahushua, who y'all call Jesus, said unto her, go call thy husband and come here. So Christ said, she said, well, give me this water so I ain't never got to thirst again. So then Christ said to her, go get your husband and come back with him. Like, go get him and come back. Listen what she said. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. And Yahushua, Jesus, said unto her, thou hast well said, I have no husband. So Christ was saying, she said, go get your husband and come back. So she said, I don't have no husband. So Christ was saying, I know you ain't got no husband. I know you ain't got one. So let's keep going. He said, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou hast is not thy husband, and thou said thou is truly. So Christ said, man, you didn't have 5 husbands. And the guy you with right now, that ain't your husband. And she said, you right, you got me, you right. And the woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive thou art a prophet. So when Christ said, go get your husband, and she said, well, I ain't married, I don't have a husband. Christ said, I know you ain't got no husband. You done had like 5 husbands, and the guy you with now ain't your husband. She said, yeah, you right. You must be a prophet to know this about me. That's what she said. He said, the woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. She said, you must be a prophet. You know, he said, our fathers worship. Now she said, our fathers, keep in mind, these are not the people that's in that land. I read to you, they began to worship idols and bring idolatry into that land. Now you're going to know why Christ was saying what he said. She said, our fathers worshiped in this mountain. And ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship? Listen what Christ said. Yahushua, who y'all call Jesus, Yahushua, Jesus said unto her, woman, believe me, the hour come when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet in Jerusalem worship the Father. So Christ checked this woman. Not only did he say, man, you had 5 husbands, and the guy you with now ain't even your husband. She said, you right, you must be a prophet. You know, so she said, our fathers used to worship in this land. And Christ said, woman, you hear that? That's a brother talking. That's a brother talking. That's a brother all day. That sounds like the tribe of Judah. He checking it like, woman. He said, it's going to be a time coming when you or your fathers ain't going to be able to worship here or in Jerusalem. Listen to what he said. He said, ye know not what y'all, he said, ye worship know not what. He said, y'all don't know what y'all worship. Remember, I told you they brought idols into that land. In the Old Testament, they brought idols into the Most High land and began to worship idols. You know, children of Israel, this is why the Most High always wanted us to separate, because every time we get with these other nations, we begin to practice everything these other nations doing. Like, for instance, right now, Africa which is not our nation of people. They rejected homosexuality. Jamaica rejected home. What makes y'all think God is of homosexuality and he destroyed 5 cities? It's because another nation that practiced that told you it was cool. So now you think it's cool. Despite my God killed about that, that don't matter. This is how the same thing we did when we was in that land. We watched the Most High destroy Egypt, crush Egypt, take us through, watch the Red Sea separate, while we did a Harlem Shake going through there. And then we turn around and start worshiping other gods. Come on, make that make sense to me, because that's what we did. So he told this woman, man, you don't know what you worship. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. You hear what he told that woman? He didn't say you had salvation. He told the man salvation is for the Jews. So now, if she was a Jew or if she was an Israelite, he wouldn't have told her that. He would have told her, repent. Repent. Just like he told that woman when she slept with that man and they wanted to stone her. Christ said, whoever was out stealing, y'all throw the first stone. Went back to minding his own business. He didn't say don't stone her. He said, whoever ain't got sin in y'all, man, bust her head. Everybody dropped that rock. And you know what he told that woman? Because she was an Israelite. Sin no more. Sin no more. That means don't break God's laws. Sin means breaking it. In 1 John 3 and 4, sin is transgression of the law. Meaning, in order for you to sin, you must break God's laws. I'm going to tell you something I never understood in Christianity. They tell y'all repent from sin, but the law is done away with. That just blew my mind. If sin means you break God's law, and if the law is done away with, then how can I sin? Grace is a period that when we under grace right now. What do that mean? That means, we don't have to keep God's laws? No, we still got to keep the laws. Grace is a period when we not receiving the punishment for breaking them laws, but we have to keep them. The grace period is getting it together. See, back then when we did something wrong, wasn't no getting it. It was a head busting. Most High wasn't playing. He caught you eating that pork, he was gonna bust your head. Shrimp, crab, lobster, you're getting your head busted. When we did something wrong, we got punished right then and there. It was so bad that when the Levites showed up, people used to be like, man, they're coming to bust somebody's head for breaking God's laws. But now what we do is we got that period where he giving us that period where, listen, I ain't going to bust y'all head, but when I come back, I'm busting heads. This is the time where y'all get it together. You know how when that white man give you that grace period to pay that card note, you don't say I ain't got to pay it. You know it still got to get paid. When you get a grace period to pay your rent, you know you still got to pay it. So why when the Most High say y'all got a grace period, we feel like that means we can go buck wild? Help me understand that, man. See, when I be in here talking, I don't just be talking to just be like, I'm talking from experience. If I didn't believe in this book and the prophecies that I'm watching happen in this book, trust me, this ain't where I'd be. I'd probably be somewhere, man, with a gun in your face. That's how I was. But somehow the Most High, he choose who he want. You can't choose. See, this is the difference between Christianity. In this book, the Most High chooses you. In Christianity, you choose him. And matter of fact, in Christianity, they say you got choices. In the Bible, you can't resist the will of the Most High. You can't resist his will. Let me ask y'all a question for all y'all Bible thumpers. When Moses went to go see the Pharaoh, and Moses said, let my people go. You remember when Moses said that? You remember what the Pharaoh first said? The Pharaoh said, go on and take them. I ain't tripping. Y'all can have them. But you know what the Most High did? The Most High made the Pharaoh go against his own will. I ain't gonna let you get away that quick. I'm busting your head. You got a head busting coming. So he made the Pharaoh change his mind. You can't resist the will of the Most High. I don't know where y'all get this free will from. There's no such thing as free will in the Bible. No such thing. See, a lot of time when y'all go to church, y'all don't even get to really to ask the questions y'all want to ask in church. Y'all come on now. Come on in. Talk to me. Talk to me. Y'all been in that church forever and y'all got questions that y'all want to answer. Y'all think y'all might know the answer, but you can't lead on your own understanding when it comes to this Bible. And let me give you something else, because I hear people say this all the time. Well, that might be your interpretation. There's no private interpretation of the Bible. No private interpretation. Not no, I got interpretation and you got interpretation. Most High said this is what it is. Ain't no private interpretation. I don't know who started that private interpretation thing. The Most High, if he said he hates, that's what the hell he mean. He hates. Not you try to perceive, because you hear people in the Christian church be like, you don't understand the love God had and what he was trying to do. Man, the Most High said his thoughts ain't your thoughts. He don't even think like you. This is the same God that killed the whole world and kept 8 people alive. What are you talking about? What love is you talking about? This is the same God that when you messed with me, I'm a Judite. When you did something to the children of Israel, just imagine this. In this daytime, let's flip it. If I was the president and you did something to my people, and I told the army, you know what I want you to do? I want you to take their kids, line them all up, and I want you to kill the firstborn of all their kids. Not just their kids. If they got a dog, to kill the firstborn of everything they got. That's what the Most High did about the children of Israel. Tell me that ain't love. And you can't tell me he showed that type of love for nobody else. See, let me read something to y'all in Jeremiah, man. I love this scripture right here because I just wanted to show y'all this Sumerian woman that everybody like to mention. This Sumerian woman was not an Israelite. The woman said unto him, I know the Messiah come, which is called Christ. When is he to come? And will he tell us all things? And Yahushua said unto her, I speak unto thee and he. And all his disciples came and marveled that he had talked with the woman, yet no man said, or what seekest thou, or why talkest thou with her? So what did Christ do for the Samaritan woman? He didn't do nothing for her. What do y'all get? She got salvation. He told her salvation. He checked this woman. Let me, I don't think y'all understand the check-in. Let me tell y'all what a check-in is. Because now things didn't get so soft nowadays that when you give a person a stern check-in, they don't know how to take a stern check-in no more. So let's see what Christ said to this woman one more time. So you won't think it's me saying it. Christ said this. So when y'all keep bringing up this Samaritan woman, all the people like to bring up, Christ did nothing for her. And let me say this one more time for you Israelites who teach that this Samaritan woman was a Israelite. That's a lie. That's why I told y'all let's read John 4, and we're gonna start at a little bit at the top and talk now. This is why I took y'all to 2 Kings 17 to show you that the people that's in that land ain't even the children of Israel. The Most High kicked us out that land. A whole nother people came into that land, began to worship idols. The Most High sent lions out, killing them. So when we speeded up there, thousands, almost a thousand years later, 100 years later, Christ on the set, and these people actually think that they're Israelites. She's not an Israelite. If Christ is now, so I'm gonna read this for you one more time. She said, the woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive thou art a prophet. He said, now let me start up at 17. And you will hear everything Christ said to her. Tell me where y'all get salvation out of this. The woman answered and said, let me start up one more time. Oh, yeah. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Jesus said unto her, thou hast well said, I have no husband. So when Christ told her to go get her husband, she said, I didn't have no husband. Christ said, yeah, I know you ain't got no husband. He said, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and whom thou hast is not thy husband, and that said thou art truly. So Christ said, you didn't have five niggas. And the guy you with now, that ain't your husband. And she said, you right. And the woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive thou art a prophet. So since Christ knew, like, damn, you didn't have 5 niggas, and the nigga you got with you now ain't your man. She said, you got to be a prophet to know this about me. So she said, he said, our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where they are to worship. Listen what Christ said unto this woman. Jesus said unto her, woman, he checked her off the rip. He said, woman, that's a checking. Woman, he said, believe me, in the hour come when ye shall neither in this mountain nor in Jerusalem worship the Father. Let me read that one more time. Woman, believe me, the hour comes when ye shall neither in this mountain nor in Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship, know not. Say, ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is for the Jews. Christ checked this woman. He said, woman, it's going to be a time coming when you or your fathers ain't going to be able to worship here. We know what we worship. You don't know what you worship. For salvation is for the Jews. He just checked the woman. Checked her. Letting her know, like, man, salvation. Now, the question is, if she was an Israelite, like some Israelites teaching, she's not. Christ would have never told her salvation is for the Jews. He would have told her how to get salvation. When he telling her salvation is for the Jews, he letting her know that exclude her. Salvation is not for her. That's what Christ just said out his own mouth. So when people bring up the Sumerian woman, I just like people to know this Sumerian woman was not an Israelite. Was not. And the reason why I showed y'all that, we're going to go back to 2 Kings one more time, because I want y'all to stick this in your head, and we're going to go to chapter 17. The children of Israel was messing up so bad, the Most High kicked them out that land. So let me, I think I still, wait a minute. Let me go to 7 say, for it was so that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, and had brought them out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of the Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, who had feared other gods, and walked in the statutes of the heathens, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and the kings of Israel which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their God. And they had built high places in all altars of cities, where from the tower of the watchman to the fence of the city. And they set them up images. We start with these other nations, we start worshiping images and stuff. And this is why the Most High kicked us out that land. When you drop down to verse 24, I'm going to start at 23. He said, until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he has said by all his servants, the prophets. And so Israel was carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon. All these other nations come in. I'm going to drop down. He said they possessed Samaria and dwelled in the cities thereof. And so it was so at the beginning of their dwelling that they feared not the Lord. Therefore the Lord sent lions among them, which slew some of them. So when they moved in that land, they wasn't even respecting our land or the Most High. So the Most High sent some lions. Go kill them niggas. Wherefore they have spoke to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed from the place in the city of Samaria know not the manner of God of the land. Therefore he sent lions among them. And behold, they slayed them, because they know not the manner of God and of the land. They was probably over there eating pork, all type of stuff in the Most High land. He looking like, man, these niggas tripping. Sent lions down there and started tearing them apart. And the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry there to one of the priests whom thou hast brought from theirs, and let them go and dwell there, and let them teach them the manner of the God of the land. So they went and got one of the priests. We was kicked out the land. The king sent one of us to come back to that land to start teaching the people in that land how they supposed to be keeping the Most High land. Then one of the priests whom thou hast carried away from Samaria came and dwelled in Bethel, and taught them how they should fear the Lord. How about every nation made gods of their own? Say even when he went down there to teach these niggas how they supposed to, they start still making gods. Every nation started making them a god. Every nation had their own. They all start making them a god. And this is why when you get to the New Testament, Christ said, man, y'all don't know what y'all worship. We know what we worship. Meaning y'all was over there worshiping everything. Y'all was doing a little everything over there. Christ said, man, we know what we worship. Y'all don't know what y'all worship. For salvation is for the Jews. This is why he said that. So for all y'all brothers that teach that woman is an Israelite, is a lie. She's not an Israelite. She's not an Israelite. Christ didn't do nothing for her. I don't know where y'all get she got salvation. At the end of that conversation, he told that woman salvation is for the Jews. Christ was checking that woman. He said, woman? Woman? Now, see, if I talk like that to a woman, they're going to get sensitive, and they're going to say that I'm coming at them wrong. You know what I'm saying? I can be a little bit more gentle. You know what I mean? Maybe it's my approach. You know what I'm saying? Christ said it. The woman didn't have no problem with Christ saying it. But I guess, then again, I'm not Christ, so I can't get it off. But I just wanted to emphasize, that's why I kept reading that verse, how Christ was checking that woman. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you can't check a woman. You say something wrong to a woman, you don't love her, you don't give a damn about her, all that type of stuff, man. I'm just saying that to say, how Christ checked that woman, how women is nowadays, sensitive. She took that check and stern. You hear Christ told her? He said, man, the man you got now ain't even your man. You done had like 5 men, and the man you got right now, that ain't even your man. He went in on the woman. I don't know where y'all get. Where is the love when I read this story? Y'all keep talking about Christ showed the Samaritan woman because he had a conversation with her. We had conversations with other nations. And when the Most High tell us it's time to get down, just like David, I can't wait to gash their little ones against rocks. That's what David said. He can't wait for that to happen. So, yeah, we talk to other nations. So just because Christ talked to that woman, that doesn't mean he offered her salvation. He didn't give her nothing but a check-in. That's all he got. He told her it was going to be a time when her or her fathers wasn't going to be able to worship the Most High. Like everything, man, y'all going to be going through these niggas. Everything y'all got to do is go through them. That's how that's going to play out. All that just coming here, pulling down, it's going to come a time when that ain't going to be happening. That's what Christ was saying. So for all y'all people that teach that the Samaritan woman, because I hear a lot of Christians always bring up, what about the Samaritan woman? What about her? She got checked. I didn't see no salvation. At the end of the checking, he said salvation is for the Jews. Now, why would he say that to her if she was a Jew? If she was an Israelite, well, let me say Israelite, because all 12 tribes are not Jews. Just Levi, Benjamin, and Judah. Really, only one tribe is just Judah is the real Jew tribe, but they set down to Judea, the southern kingdom. Anyway, that's another page in a different book. We're going to stay right here. I get to go in other places. I'm confused y'all a little bit. You know, a lot of y'all brains ain't this big. So, you know, you get to going too much where y'all got to think a little bit. Y'all going to have a problem with it, brother. You know, so I just wanted to share that with you. That woman that's a Sumerian was not an Israelite. A lot of Israelite groups stopped teaching that woman was an Israelite and get up under this UPK and learn, man. This is why some people say we had different doctrines. I didn't heard a few people say this woman was an Israelite, and because she said, "Art thou greater than our father Jacob?" She was in that land. They had been in that land for a minute. They got to thinking that land was just like just like them people over there in the Middle East. Let me say that. They think they the real Jews. They think they the real Jews. So the same thing that they think they the real Jews is the same thing like basically they think. They was thinking they was the most highest people. Our father Jacob. That's why Christ said it straight like, what? Our father Jacob, man, it's going to be a time coming when you or your people ain't going to be able to worship here. He said, woman. I like that, man. Let me say that again because, you know, before everybody gets sensitive, man, let me say what Christ said. Don't get mad at me because Christ said this. I didn't say this. John 4:22, man. It sounded like Christ said that on some stern, strong. Let me see that part again. He said, the woman answered and said, I have no husband. Jesus said unto her, thou hast well said, I have no husband. Christ was like, yeah, I know you ain't got no husband. For thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou has is not thy husband. And that says thou art truly. Christ said, man, I know you ain't got no husband. And you didn't have 5 guys. And the guy you with now, that ain't even your husband. And she said, you right. And then the woman said unto him, sir, I perceive thou art a prophet. She thought she just knew, man, Christ got to be a prophet to know I'm a hoe. I didn't have 5 men. He said, the nigga I got right now ain't my man. He got to be a prophet to know that because I was creeping. How could he know that and I was creeping? Now, he didn't say she was creeping, but I'm just saying, for her to say you got to be a prophet, she must have thought like she had it low key. He said, the woman say unto him, sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. He said, our fathers worship in this mountain. And ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. So she said, yeah, my fathers, then we used to worship in this mountain. But you said Jerusalem is the place we supposed to worship. Jesus said unto her, woman, you hear that? Woman, I don't know if I said, because they said, you know, Jesus probably had a more stronger voice. I got to practice my woman. I got to start calling them woman. I got to practice my woman. He said, woman, he said, believe me, the hour come when ye shall neither in this mountain nor in Jerusalem worship the Father. Christ said the woman wouldn't even be able to worship the Father in Jerusalem or this land. Then told her, you don't know what you be worshiping. We know what we worship, for salvation is for the Jews. With that, I'm going to close on that. I just come here to put it straight. And on, you know, every day, you know, brother, every Tuesday, y'all can join me, same bat station, same bat channel, the ISUPK Dating Israelites, and get this. We're going to do scripture breakdown every Tuesday and Wednesday. You can come on here and you can learn every Tuesday and Wednesday scripture breakdown. You know, I know some of y'all going to see this video on YouTube. Y'all going to clap and I'm going to tear y'all head off. I'm going to tear your head off. Christ did nothing for that woman. Nothing. Nothing. He checked her. That's what he did. Checked her. I ain't never heard nobody say, woman. That's a brother that talk like that. I remember back in the day when I was growing up in the 70s, that's how they used to talk to me. Woman, get in that woman, what I tell you. You know what I'm saying? They got that off Christ. That's been in the tribe of Judah. we'll check something. That's how it's been. We ain't got no problem. Judah been checking something. We've been checking something since Christ was on the set. That's a part of our culture, man. To check something. No. With that, we're going to say these prayers. No. So the next time when you hear your man say woman or you get a checking, don't be all sensitive, man. Women been getting checked since Christ, since Adam and Eve. You remember when Eve did something and Adam told the Most High, he said, Most High, man, that woman you sent me. You know how Adam said, man, that woman you sent me, man, like man, took me off my square. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you might be in a good mood and a woman gets you upset and take you off your square when you cool. You ain't even have a problem. Then you got to tell yourself, like, damn, I didn't let this nigga get this much control over me. I'm sitting over here frowned all up. You know what I'm saying? Remember, today you heard a woman get checked by Christ, so ain't nothing wrong with getting checked by your man. Women been getting checked, man, since the beginning of time by the tribe of Judah. So let me say this Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Sabasamaya, Kadash, Hayat, Shemaka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'al, Ratazaraka, Hayat, Aish, Bataratazar, Kawa, Hayat, Bashamayam, Nathananawa, Nathananawa, Akan, Kyle, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kabawakanawa, Kasalakanawa, Kabawakanawa, Willa Dabanawa, Basanawa, Basanawa, Abal, Wasanawa, Mayam, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Walla Walla Tapara, La Aralo. Amen. This is in English, our fathers, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thou is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So be it. With this message, I'm gone, Israel. Y'all can go on. Next time y'all say that woman is a Sumerian or she an Israelite, just remember, you receive a stern learning from the ISUPK, man, that this woman was not an Israelite. She was a Sumerian. She was not an Israelite. I don't know. She wasn't even a Sumerian. I don't know what she wasn't. She was a Sumerian woman out that land, but she wasn't no Israelite. If y'all got something to say about it, let me know. Y'all can get some more of this work. Shalom, Israel.